turn your cameras on. But hi, you guys. This is going to be such a fun call. So, along with myself, Corinne, Taylor Melby, Taylor Yutzi, and Ashley Anderson are all going to be sharing our stories tonight. Just kind of like how we started, where we came from, where we were when we first started versus now, our lessons, our ups and downs, and everything. But before we kick off this call, I just want to get some energy flowing within this team and within this call. So please turn your cameras on. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cameras on out of 26. So turn cameras on. It's okay, girl. Like, I'm a sweaty mess. I was just sitting outside. Like, it's okay. Y'all are all beautiful. I would love to see your faces. But drop in the chat, how are you guys feeling with the second day of August? Just drop one word of how you're feeling, whether it is ambitious, whether it's driven, whether it's I feel so fucking good. How do you feel right now? Drop it in the chat. Amazing, abundant, driven, grateful, driven, feeling so good, inspired, grateful, good, excited. Oh, wow, Haley, that's so exciting. So exciting for wedding. Oh, yay. Awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you guys are feeling so very good. So I'm super excited that every single Monday we are going to be having a more mindset driven call, more motivation, inspiring type of thing, because I think it's so important for people to stay inspired in this business, because staying inspired means like you stay, like you see the vision, like you see what this is going to do. You're inspired to do more and you're inspired to go above and beyond. So I'm excited. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to our first speaker, Corinne, and then we're just going to kind of go in order of Corinne, Ashley, Taylor Melby, Taylor Yutzi, and then me. Sound good? Okay, awesome. All right, I'm going to pass it on to Corinne.
Hello, everybody. I am so excited to chat with you guys today. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, please? Okay, awesome. So, hi, I'm Corinne. I'm literally like down here pacing around. I need to stop. Okay, so I am Corinne. I joined this business 2.5 years ago. I'm turning 21 next month. So I joined when I was 18 years old. So, okay, so I was a freshman in college when I started this business, and I was going for nursing, something that I didn't really want to do. I was also just confused on what I wanted. I was somebody who like literally always felt like I was supposed to do something bigger, but I just felt so small. I felt so small because I was always like pushed down. Like, I don't know, it always comes back to things you picked up in your childhood, but ultimately, like, I just felt like I didn't have a purpose. I didn't have a passion, and I wanted to. So in December of 2018, it's 2018, I got introduced to money, and I took it immediately. Even though my first 6 months of my business, I really didn't do much. I was sorry, I got distracted, but so I didn't really do much because I was not like, I hadn't said fully yes yet. I took the opportunity, but I wasn't fully 100% confident. I wasn't fully like ready to go. And guys, if you're 18 or really young starting this business, which we are all young, I'm grateful for starting when I was 18 years old, because I'm going to be successful like sooner. But the thing about that is sometimes, especially being so young, you have a lot of growth to go through. I had so much growth to go through, a lot of mindset development I had to go through, mainly that spirituality to go through. Your mentality and your spirituality is a big part of this business, because those are the things that are going to keep you going and keep you strong and confident in who you are. I didn't really do much for my first 6 months. And then 6 months-ish in, it might have been like 5 or 4, but Anna reached out to me. Anna was not my direct upline. I had like 4 girls between me and her. They did not take their business serious. And, you know, I could say, oh, I didn't have mentorship and that's why I wasn't successful. And that's not, like, I don't do that, because it's ultimately, it was me. So Anna reached out to me, and then we started just running together. So as soon as we started running together, I hit my first promotion. A couple months later, I hit my fourth promotion, fifth, and now I'm market mentor in the company. But the biggest thing, guys, is that you are going to be like going through so many growth moments. And I don't want to say obstacles, I don't want to say blocks in the road, because anytime you have some kind of setback, like somebody saying no, or somebody judging you, or somebody dissing what you're doing, somebody saying something negative, they're simply growth moments. Never let them stop you. Okay, never let them stop you from what you're wanting in this business. So what I did is I literally got on every single call, guys. I literally got on every single call to learn as much as possibly can. So in February of this year, I really dropped out of college. It's not for me. That is not how I learn best. It's not what I enjoy. And I don't care who doesn't agree with me. I don't care who judges me. It's not how I learn best. It's not how I'm going to be successful. And I know that because I am now like very aware of who I am and what I want. But I had to go through those steps and those growth moments to figure out who I am as a person. I'm literally on a beach trip right now with my family, and I was just having this conversation with my sister's boyfriend, and we were like talking about like this business, and he was saying like some people aren't going to agree with how you do things, or some people don't agree with how you do things, and he was basically talking about how to like reach the mass. And I was like, that's not how I'm going to do it, because I want to be authentic to who I am. I don't care who doesn't agree with me, because I am confident. So when I dropped out of college, like the reason I had not dropped out sooner was because I cared about what other people thought of me. I cared about the opinions of my family, my friends, my just society and home. But in February of this year, I fully stepped into who I am. And it was kind of because I wasn't 100% confident that that's what I wanted yet, because I wasn't 100% in who I am. But I made a click in my head. Something just clicked, and it was like, I'm going to make this work no matter what, because that is what I want. You have to want it yourself. Nobody else is going to want this for you. You will have people who support you. You will have people who put you down. No matter what, who supports you, no matter who doesn't support you, you always have to support yourself. And yes, if you have some family members or friends that are super supportive, that is so amazing. But ultimately, they are not going to get you there. You are the only person who is going to get you there to that success. So I made this click in my head that nothing was going to get in my way. And so anytime I got a no, it didn't faze me. I'm like, there's 10 billion other people in this world. I don't care. I really don't care. And so I didn't let anything that I would have let when I first started get in my way. I didn't let those things get in my way anymore, because this has to work, because I want it to work. And if I want it to work, then I can do anything to make it work. And literally how you do that is by being consistent. This is something that I talked about on some one-on-ones that I did, is that you might always, the difference between the difference between me and somebody who gave up on my team is that they didn't make that click in their head. They had somebody telling them that they couldn't do this. They had some sort of limiting belief. They had somebody say no, and they just got discouraged too much. Or there was some reason, some negative reason behind why they just quit. And they didn't make that click in their head that nothing could get in their way. No leader, no downline, no sideline, no customer, no potential customer, nobody could get in their way, because everything can be grown out of. I have grown so much as a person, guys. I'm not even close to being the person I was 2.5 years ago. Not even close. I'm not the same person I was a year ago, because any situation, I might make mistakes. I do make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time, but nothing is impossible to get out of and grow from. Every single mistake you make must be a growth moment, not a moment that holds you back, not a block in the road. Take everything that happens bad. Maybe you make a mistake with your downline. Maybe you're not a great leader to them at a certain point in your leadership. Maybe you don't handle a customer situation right. It doesn't matter, because that moment you can decide to learn from it and just do better next time and going forward. The biggest way that I like learned all of this and became, because I'm telling you, I'm a confident person. I know what I want. I know I can make mistakes a growth moment. But how I ultimately did that was by literally reading, watching YouTube video, or listening to a podcast every single day. I took in knowledge from all these different people who have already done it. So you want to be learning as much as possible from these people who have already done it. That's why you want to get on every single call possible and take in all the information so you can learn how they did it. I listened to Ed Milet, Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor, because they have already done it. And so that is how I got to this point. And I'm not even done yet. I'm not even to my highest point, would be a millionaire. So I still have growth moments to get through. And I just want you guys to know is I'm not like, we're all special, but I'm not like I'm not somebody who just had things given to them. Not even close. And so you have to know that even if you're like, oh, I could never be that person. I could never go on the trips. I could never have a car. I could never do this. Yes, you can, because you can either be the person who says they can't and don't do it, or you can be the person who says they can and make it happen. There's no in between. There's no gray area. If you say, sure, I'll do it, maybe I'll do it, that's a no. It's either no, I'm not going to do it, or it's yes, I'm going to do it. There's nothing that can get in my way. That's everything that I have to say.
Yay, Corinne, that was so good. Thank you. So I'm Ashley Anderson. I'm so excited to be talking on this call with all of you girls. I have been in the business a little bit over a year now, and I'm super excited to share my story. So I was also a nursing student when I first started, and I was working as a CNA in memory care. And if any of you have ever been a CNA, you know how incredibly hard that is. But my whole life, I love helping people. I've always pictured, myself becoming a nurse. And at the time, this girl had reached out to me and she was like, hey, like, join my business. It's going to be great. And, at first I totally thought it was a scam. Like, I was so freaking skeptical, as like some people are, right? So I ended up reaching out to this girl I went to high school with, and I was like, hey, Isabel, like, is this actually a legit company? Because like, I'm obsessed with hair care. I love skincare, and I've always been super into it. So at the time she was like, yeah, like, let's just hop on a call with my mentor Anna and Taylor. And I remember getting on that call, and at the time Anna was moving, and I didn't intend to sign up. I didn't think that I would sign up like right then and there. And I was just so excited to start something new. At the time, I totally hated my job. I was miserable. I would come home and Jake would be like, Ashley, like, what's going on with you? You need like an hour to decompress from your job after every single shift. And it was just working as a CNA, it was very hard. You'd get bit, scratched, like called terrible names. And I was not in a good place in my life, even though like I was going into nursing school. I was doing my prereqs at the time. Like, everything should have gone right. Like, everything was going right in the books, but I didn't feel right inside. And when I said yes to the opportunity, I was just so excited. Like, I got my box, and I remember taking so many pictures of it and going to my CNA job and doing my school. And it was such an amazing moment for me because I talked to everybody about it. I was so freaking excited. And I had just been accepted into nursing school a couple of weeks after I signed up. And that moment should have been something that I was so excited about, right? That's all I had worked up to. Like, that's all my hard work was for that moment. And when I opened up the acceptance letter, I didn't get that exciting feeling. Like, I wasn't excited to see that. And I had just found out in the mail that I got a full ride scholarship to school. And at that point, I was just not fulfilled, like I said. And I was on a call with Nell actually, and she was talking about like full in, like, just go all in to the business. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, should I actually not go to nursing school. Like I've worked my whole life up to this, like for this moment. And I decided I was just going to totally ditch nursing school and go full into my business. And, I came to my parents. I was like, I think I'm going to, follow this business opportunity. I'm not going to go to nursing school. Like this was such a hard decision for me. And I didn't know where this business was going to take me. I had no idea. Like, would I be successful in this business? I have no idea. I remember looking over at Jake and I was like, do you think I could actually be that girl? Like, do you think I could do that? And I was referring to like free trips and actually making money through it. Now I'm going to Dominican Republic for free. So it's crazy how everything works out. But I said I wasn't going to nursing school to my parents, and my dad said, well, then get the F out of my house. And that was such a hard moment for me because I was so excited about this newly found passion, and nobody around me could see it. They didn't see the vision. And I wasn't even like 100% on the vision, but I had a feeling inside that it could take me to where I wanted to go. So I actually went and I moved in with Jake's parents, and I lived there for like a year or a month. And it was such a hard time, but I knew it was going to be worth it because at some point they would see the vision that I had for myself. And Jake and I moved into this beautiful home. We got our puppy. And so the first month of me starting my business, I hit MMP and I hit AMB. And I was really, really determined to make my money back fast. So personally, I did the 349 package and I was like, this girl to get her money. Like I need the money back. So I made it back within my first week. And I would say it took me about 3 or 4 months to hit managing market builder, the first leadership rank in the company. And I remember the month that I was going for it, I was so excited. Like this was such a happy moment for me. I personally had a lot of self-esteem issues. I was so scared. I didn't think that I was worthy of the leadership title. And if it wasn't for Anna and Taylor consistently talking to me saying, you are MMP, like you got this. I put out my little sticky notes on the wall. I would tell myself, you're a bad bitch every day. You got this. And I turned everything around and I was like, you know what? Like this is the month that I'm going to hit. And I was behind that month. I didn't have everything aligned the way it should have been, but I knew everything would come together in the end. And on that closeout, I was still missing an MMP line. One of the girls needed a market partner. And it was honestly probably like the last hour, we had a potential call for her, and I didn't even know if this girl was going to sign up, right? And Anna's on the phone with her, I'm on the phone with Tay, and we're like mingling back and forth. And she signed up, that girl signed up an hour before, no, it was probably like 30 minutes before 9 o'clock Pacific, which is 12 Eastern. So I hit MMB literally 10 minutes before night end. Okay. If I would have waited and if I would have just thrown in the towel and said, you know what, like MMB is not mine. She doesn't have her market partner. We're not gonna be able to get it. It's too late. I wouldn't have hit my leadership rank that I worked so hard for that month. So if if you're feeling discouraged, like maybe last month didn't go the way you want it to, you have the time to make things different this month. Start now because it's literally the second you have so much time. But I hit my first leadership rank, and I would say like that was something that was super, super important to me, was holding that rank, because I held myself to that standard. I was like, whatever I do, I need to make sure that I at least maintain this for myself. And after that, I haven't not held MMB because that was super, super important to me. And I would say probably like 5 months, I consistently held MMB. And each month that I didn't hit AMM, it was kind of like, why is this not happening for me? Like, why can I not reach AMM? And I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that it was me personally. There were things inside of me that needed to change in order for me to hit AMM, because I personally wasn't ready, but I couldn't see that until I hit it. So if you've been, going for a certain rank and maybe you haven't hit it for a while, maybe you just keep trying month and month and month in and out, like it's okay, because you're going through growth each month. Even though you don't hit a rank, or maybe you hadn't hit a rank, that doesn't mean that you didn't grow, and that it doesn't mean that that month isn't preparing you to hit the next. But I finally hit AMM, and then I would say it's like 2 months later, I was going for MM. And honestly, it was such a good month. Like, again, numbers were behind, but it's okay. We can fill up numbers, right? So we had probably like I think it was 8K to pull the last 2 days of the month. And that is insane. 8,000 to pull in 2 days. So oh my gosh, it was insane. I was on the phone with Nella like consistently, and I was like, Nella, like, what can I do to pull this? And she's like, okay, here's Emily's contact card. She pulled 10K in the last 2 days. Contact her and find out how to do it. And so instead of kind of throwing a pity party, like, oh, I don't know if I can make these numbers happen, I'm literally 8,000 behind, I found a solution instead of harping on the problem. And I called her and I was like, what did you do? Like, how'd you get that? And we came up with a game plan and got the whole team together. We went to a cute little house that we rented out for closeout and had so much fun. But literally every second of those is we were working and we were, pushing towards that goal. And it's just so special to see your whole team come together as, a community for a special goal. But if you feel like at the end of the month, maybe you're pushing, one thing I can tell you is that you cannot give up until the very last second. Okay, crazy things happen on closeout, and I'm here to tell you, like, you're gonna make it work. If you're passionate, if you're driven to make it happen, you will find a way. And I don't care what anybody says to you. If you feel like maybe people don't support you, your family, your friends, like, I've been there, I've done it. My family, oh my gosh, they were not happy about it in the beginning at all. My mom's a VIP now. My brother's a VIP now. Like, they do come around. So even if you're new, like, if you're getting all of these no's and you're feeling like, why is everybody saying no to me? It's okay, because I promise you, when they see you consistently working, when they see you consistently posting and you becoming successful, they're going to see that that little dream of yours is actually coming into fruition. It's actually coming true. And so they're going to just see that and they're going to support you. But I'm here to tell you that it's okay if people say no to you. It's okay if people don't see the vision when you see it, and just keep going. But that was my story. I love you all so much. I hope you took something from that, but I'll let Taylor Melby go.
Oh, we switched it up a bit because I have to go in like 5 minutes. I kind of laughed. I gotta go. But hi guys, I'm Taylor Utzi. I've been in the business for about 2.5 years. I am market mentor in the company, but yeah, I feel like my story has just been crazy because a lot of people start this business out and, they start going towards ranks, promotions, everything, getting VIPs, getting market partners. And, oh yeah, and I fully qualified for my Cadillac, but they don't have any in Washington and Oregon. So that's why I'm not behind the wheel. Anyways, live in a busy state, guys. So pretty much as far as my story goes, I started my business. I was a freshman in college as well, like same with Corinne. And I knew that I was passionate about coffee, makeup, and dogs. And that was pretty much my personality traits right there. That's all that I could talk about. And I didn't know how in the heck I was going to not be broke. I mean, there was a time where I was eating baby food. That sounds ridiculous, but that was what was on the like sale rack at QFC. Oh my gosh. When I was eating that, I was literally gagging. Anyways, I'm like, there's no way that I can be this broke my whole life. Like, I know that I was pursuing a degree, but like freshman year, sophomore year, junior, senior, I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, what? So I was already a nanny at the time. And I was like, okay, I was working at Starbucks as well. And I just kept seeing like Wi-Fi lifestyle, work from Wi-Fi. Like, all these people were so happy about this Wi-Fi lifestyle. And I was like, what the heck are they even talking about? So this girl that I went to school with, her older sister was posting about it. And it was just a post here and there. Like, I was probably more into her business than she was into mine. Like, she probably didn't even know I was watching her stuff. But I messaged her about it and I was like, hey, like, can you tell me more about this? Long story short, I ended up signing up on my own. She just disappeared. The girl just disappeared. But yeah, so after she stopped responding to me, I was like, hey, I have these products. Like, I left the products in the box because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know this was a business. I didn't know there was team calls. And then finally, Anna reached out to me. Thank the Lord, because I would have been lost in the sauce. But she was like, hey, just checking in. I know that so-and-so doesn't work her business anymore. I was like, dude, I haven't even opened the products. I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, I just got the $199 on my own. And yeah, so pretty much from there, I started getting on team calls. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is fun. Because I lived alone, because I like lived in Seattle, Washington by myself because of school. So I was on these team calls, being a part of the community, watching everyone, listening, taking notes. I had all these journals. And then, I never really thought that I could do much with it. I kind of just liked the community aspect. And then I started using the products. And I'm not educated. Well, I wasn't educated on hair care, skincare, or anything. But at the time, we were just hair care. So yeah, started using them, probably used them incorrectly at first, but took my before and after pictures. And then I finally started going for MMP. Like after a long time, guys, like this is months into my business. I was like, hey, I'm going to go for MMP. Like I'm going to do it. I'm going to push. And then I hit MMP and I only did it. I swear I only did it because Anna was on my booty. If she wasn't on my booty, I would have been like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So anyways, hit MMP. And then the next month, well, July, I went from MMP to MMB. And when I tell you I did not think I could do that, I did not think I could do that, guys. I was like, oh shit, this is fun. But I honestly was just getting pushed. Like I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just doing the things. My motivation was just Anna. And I was like, okay, I'm doing it. I get on all the calls. They're like, okay, embrace the community, everything. So I was just going through the motions and yeah, I hit MMB and it was kind of like being thrown into leadership. I mean, those of you who are MMB plus on this call, you know that it's like, oh, this is your first leadership rank. Oh shit. But it's the best oh shit that you'll ever say. And that oh shit brought me so much joy. This is my full-time job. I work at Starbucks on the weekends now just for coffee benefits. And then I'm also a full-time college student about to go into my senior year. So I just want you guys to know that like when people say they're too busy, send them my way. I got you, baby. That's why I just made a reel about it too, because I'm telling you, I was go. I was commuting 6+ hours. I was a nanny. I was working Starbucks, school. My school, I used to be a nerd and stuff, but the amount of homework and stuff that you do in college is ridiculous. So yeah, I literally, I don't know. I just went MMB and then I saw the vision and I started believing in myself a little bit more because everyone else was telling me that I could do it. I didn't really believe it for myself. And then I'm like, wait, I actually can do this. Wait, I can do this. Like my girls look up to me. There's no way people are actually listening to what I say. Like what? Because I have so many siblings. I literally have 8 siblings. So, everyone just bullies each other all the time. So I'm used to being, like, you can't do it. You can't do it. And half of my family members were supportive and half of them weren't. So I was like, okay, I'll just take the good juju. I'll just ignore the bad. And all of the no's and the rejections that I was getting, I didn't really mind that much. I mean, of course it affects your mindset, but at the same time, I was like, okay, I'm going to keep pushing. So I'd get markers here and there. And then I hit AMM when Ash hit MMB. And then the month I hit MM, that was crazy. That was crazy. I'm telling you, when you start your business and when you think about it, you're like, I'll never be in that position. There is no way I can get a car. No way. And then you get qualified for the car and you're like, no way. Like I still am like, no way. But Washington and Oregon still doesn't have them. But yeah, I don't know. This is like my full passion. This is everything. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, what are my girls doing? Let me check my back. Let me see what's going on. Literally, my boyfriend says that all I talk about is Monat because I like eat, drink, breathe, sleep, act Monat. Like I am Monat. Hello. And I love it. Like I'm not even kidding. I've never been so obsessed with anything, but this job is so easy to get obsessed with. 1, the products. Are you kidding? 2, the community. Are you kidding? 3, the opportunities. Are you kidding? The money, like everything. It's literally like the paycheck just comes along with loving your life. So yeah, I know that I'm kind of like a spaz, but I am so passionate about this business. I literally could go up to a homeless person and be like, let me help you. Let me help you. I can help you. So yeah, guys, this is everything. If you guys ever need an energy boost or a positivity high, hit my line. We can talk because I love this and I will keep preaching this to the end. Consistency is all that you need. I'm not even kidding. Like obviously mindset and everything, but if you're consistent in all aspects of that, you're going to make it. If you don't think that you can, you can. I'm telling you that right now because everyone was telling me I could when I didn't think I could. And then you'll start believing it for yourself. Just like fake it till you make it. Believe in yourself. Just think that you believe in yourself. And then you start to believe in yourself. But you know, if you guys are ready to go to the top, I know that all of us are ready to run with you. So utilize the crap out of us. I know that some of you guys have sent me messages and I need to catch up on them. But I'm telling you, I will get back to you. Yesterday was just cray cray. But I love all of you. I'm gonna be late for my freaking lash appointment. But I love all of you. So I'm gonna be getting my lashes did, but off to Tay Melby.
I'm like, I agree with everything that just happened. So, hi guys, I'm Taylor Melby. For those of you who don't know me, I am MMB in Monat. So I absolutely love Monat. I mean, like everybody is going to tell you, we can literally talk about it all day. My story is honestly a little bit different than everybody else's. So for me, I actually started out, so I had actually used Rejuva beads for a very, very long time. My hairstylist was like, hey, like your blonde hair, like you have split ends, use this. And I was like, okay, cool, amazing. So I had been using the Rejuva beads. I personally hated the shampoo. I was like, I hate washing twice. Why does it not bubble up? I'm pissed off. Stopped using it. And that was like probably in the very first years of Monat. Like, I mean, we're 6 years old. And I was like, I mean, I don't even know. I was probably in high school. I don't even know how old I am. I'm not good at math. I'm not going to go into that. But so anyways, so then I was at my friend's house and her sister walks in and her hair, last time I saw it, was literally at her collarbone. She walks in and it's almost touching her butt. And I'm like, I'm going to need that, bitch. What are you using? Hello. And she's like, oh, I use Monat. And I'm like, no, you don't. And she was like, yeah, not kidding. And I was like, no, you don't. I don't believe it. So we literally talked about it for like 2 hours. And then I was like, I'm not buying Monat. Have a nice day. So then it was like 2 months later. This was all during quarantine. It was like 2 months later, probably like July. I saw her before and after on Instagram. And I was like, okay, how much do I have to spend? She's like, look, minimum 84. She's like, buy a shampoo, conditioner, and a hair mask. And I was like, no, I want all the things that I need. I'll spend $300 for it. Like, tell me what I need and we'll go from there. And she was like, okay. So I'm pretty sure my VIP cart, I mean, I can't imagine the amount of volume she got for my fucking purchase, but I wish it would have been my own purchase. I bet she got close to 400 volume for it. So it was a big purchase. But I had no idea that, I mean, I know exactly when skincare launched, but I had no idea that there were other products. Like all I knew was what she had recommended to me. And so I had been using them, not as consistent, because I had only gotten a new hairstylist because my last one burned all of my hair off. And so I was like, peace out. So I wasn't using them consistently. First off, I was not taught how to wash. I was not taught anything. And so I was just hoping for the best using these products that I hated a couple of years ago. And so whatever. So I met this girl, her name is Annika. She was my best friend's. So my best guy friend, his friend's girlfriend. Okay. So if any of you guys play pickleball, I absolutely love pickleball. I know that's off subject, but this is how I met her. So she shows up to pickleball and I'm like, first off, who is this bitch? Like, who's going to bring another girl around? Like, I'm the only girl in your guys' lives. And so anyways, I started to get to know her and everything was fine. We hung out. I mean, we had been hanging out probably for 2 months at this point, and it was like mid-September. And it's like a mini version of tennis. It's like if tennis and ping pong had a baby. It's literally so fun. So look it up. It's so fun. But we would literally play every single night. And sometimes they would hang out and like go play during the day, but I couldn't because my job was 7 to 3. And so we had a group text and she was like, yeah, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. And I'm like, bitch, it's 11 a.m. What are you doing? Do you not work? Like, so I got in a conversation with her and I asked her, I said, what do you do for work? Because you're literally available all the time. Like, are you a photographer? Like, what is it? And she's like, oh, I sell Monat full time. And I literally laughed for like 2 hours. I was like, that's funny. No, you don't. And she's like, no, I swear I do. I'm like, so you're telling me you make a full-time income off of selling shampoo? And she was like, yes. So for like 3 weeks, you guys, I was like, okay, tell me more about it. Like every time I would, like, not every time, but I would ask her little bits and pieces about it. And we were literally just sitting there watching the boys play pickleball because we sucked and they wouldn't play with us because they were too good. So we just sat on the sideline and watched. And sometimes we'd go play by ourselves. So I was like, finally, I was like, okay, you're not getting me. I'm going to sign up with the 199 pack. Like I already used the products. I'm already a VIP with my friend's sister, but you're not going to get me your $7.99 bullshit. Like I'm signing up for the 199 and you can suck it. Like just in case it doesn't work. And so she sends me the website, sends me instructions. Like we didn't do a potential call. I didn't watch the video, anything. So she sends me the website and I'm looking at the product packs and my ass literally said, you know what, $349 is not much more. So I literally signed up with the $349 pack because I was like, what do I have to lose at this point? Like I was going to spend $200 anyways. Might as well throw another $150 on there. Like I love the products. It'll be fine. And so, anyways, yeah, I signed up. It was awesome. She sent me the training. I met Corinne and I totally skipped all of the training. I did like maybe day one and I just hope for the best. And I actually hit MMP in a week, less than a week. I don't know. It was like 5-6 days. So I hit MMP in literally that week. And I was like, oh, this shit's easy. Like, bitch, bye. I had like 9 VIPs. I had people like Nella. I didn't even know who Nella was. Nella was like, hey, what are you doing with your personal volume? Like, how are you getting so many VIPs? Like, what are you doing? And I was like, I skipped the training. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just talking to people. And so anyways, I was in this MMB boot camp in November and I refuse to be like part of the community. I was like, I hate this. Why are you holding me accountable? What is Telegram? Like it was a whole mess for me. And so I started to get frustrated because I was like, I hit MMP so fast. Why is MMB not happening? Like what's going on? And so, which honestly, like I look back and I'm like, okay, you literally went through the best time of the Mon 8 season, like Q4 in the worst possible mindset. Like I cannot imagine what my business would look like today if I was in the mindset that I am in now back then. And I mean, I remember getting on like a call with Anna and I literally had my camera off and she was like, guys, turn your cameras on. I literally didn't. I was like, I'm not doing it. No, nope. What if they know where I live? Like I was so sketched about everything. And so anyways, literally I got so frustrated that I was like, you know what? I'll just focus on VIPs, like market partners. Clearly I can't do this. Like I'll just focus on VIPs. And so I would share the products like here and there with like family, friends, whatever. And then DR qualifications came out in February and I was like, Nana, I need you to sign up as a market partner, bro. Like I cannot get market partners. I've got to figure out how to get 4. And so I was like, she could be one, like it'll be fine. So anyways, those of you who do know me and are familiar with like, I guess me, I met one of my best friends through this business. Her name is Sierra. She is on Nella's frontline and she lives in Nashville, Tennessee. I live in Salt Lake City, Utah. So we live on completely opposite sides of the United States. And she messaged me. Well, she messaged in BB Inspired and she said, who wants to create a focus running group for DR? And I was like, me, and like, I need help anywhere I can get it. And so we had like 6 people in this group chat. It was so sad, but and with how big BB Inspired was, I was like, it's such a small chat. So anyways, a couple people dropped off and there were like 5 of us in this group chat and we literally became all best friends. Like, I mean, Sierra, I called her, I booked a trip to go see Anna and Corinne. I called Sierra and I was like, dude, guess where I'm going? And she's like, where? And I was like, I'm flying to North Carolina. And she's like, so here's the thing. I just booked my flight. And she literally flew there with me. We met for the very first time. And this bitch was like, yeah, I'm A and B. And I'm like, how? Why? How are you doing it? And so we like networked together. She gave me obviously some of her tips and tricks, which her tips and tricks were be consistent. Like you're stupid. Why are you not networking? And I was like, oh, well, okay. So pretty much right after because I flew home on like the 1st or the 2nd of May, I finally like put my foot down and I was like, I'm fucking sick of this. I'm sick of not being successful. Why am I not being successful? So I started to do personal development. I read Get Over Your Damn Self, which if you guys have not read it and you have been in the business for, I would say at least 15 days, 30 days, like you've got to read it. It's amazing. It's like $7 on Amazon. But anyways, so I finally like started focusing on myself. And this was the second time that I had said yes to my business. So the first time, obviously, when I signed up, and this was the second time. And I was like, I'm so sick of this. Yes, it is on Audible. You can get it on Amazon. Amazon Audible, I think. I don't know how that works. Amazon Books, whatever. But I literally like looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, you are the baddest bitch you know. And I signed up 4 market partners in 4 days. And I literally had no idea what was going on. I remember calling Corinne like, bitch, I got another one. Like, what is happening? And I literally had no idea what was going on. Like, I had no idea what I was doing differently other than obviously talking to more people. But Bumble was a life changer for me. Like, I had been on Bumble for like dating and like whatever Bumble does, you know, and I was legitimately on there to meet friends because me and my best friend were fighting. And I was like, you know what, fine, I'm gonna replace you. Watch this. And I met all of these girls. And my first market partner, Lexi, I don't know if she's on this call. I can't see her, but so this is a really funny story. So I'm going to share it. And then I promise I'll move on because I always talk forever. But so I met her on Bumble. She literally, we didn't match, or so we matched and our match expired and she paid for premium. She looked at my Bumble profile, saw that it said entrepreneur. She rematched with me, messaged me and said, what do you do for work? And I was like, I'm a social media influencer. And she was like, no, you're not. And I'm like, yeah, I am. So anyways, I got her on Instagram, sent her the video, and she's like, cool. Like this is something like I would like to think about. And I was like, okay, cool. She butt dial FaceTimed me on Instagram. I answered it and she was like, oh, hey, like whatever. So we talked about it. And she was like, I want to think about it. And I had never run my own potential call ever. Corinne has always run my potential calls. And she was like, I want to think about it. And my scared ass was like, yeah, absolutely. Like, take your time. Like, let me know, whatever. And she was like, okay. We literally hung up. She instantly texted me and said, okay, how do I sign up? I said, can I call you back? She said, yep. And we signed her up. So like the craziest shit happens, like, and that wasn't even like closeout, but like consistency will cause the craziest shit to happen. So even if you're in a weird spot, like do the personal development, focus on you. Now, you know, this business is not about you. This business is about everybody else besides you. It's about your customers, your VIPs and your retail customers, about their confidence and what their needs are. Your business partners and your downline, it's about what they need to be successful, because the only way that you're going to be successful is by helping them be successful. And that's something that I had to learn. And that was the mindset flip that I had. So anyways, I'll get back to my story. So in May, I quadruple ranked to MMB. It was insane. I had I was literally in shock when I hit MMB, and I was in LA with all of the girls that I was talking about with Sierra and all the other girls in that chat. And I looked up and I was like, I have something to tell you guys. And Sierra didn't even let me finish my sentence and was like, you hit MMB. And I literally started like tearing up, and every single one of them tackled me. Like I was literally in shock. I had no idea what was going on. I called Corinne, literally, like I was not there. My brain was not there. I was just, my soul had left my body at that point. And so, yeah, I've held MMB ever since. My team, I mean, you guys are amazing. I love this entire team, but like specifically my team, you guys are amazing. We doubled our volume in June and then beat that in July. So 10,000, almost 11,000 volume, and which is absolutely insane. But my team is all local. So one thing that I do recommend for you guys, if you do have Bumble, use it. A local team is amazing. I mean, I've obviously had the team that's not near me with all of my mentors and my sidelines. But as far as my downline goes, like most of my team is local. We have a few girls in California, but the rest of them are in Utah. We hang out all the time. We do reels, we network together, we get on Zooms. Like it's so fun. So if you can build a local team, I think it will benefit all of your businesses by having that relationship. So that is my story. And I think Anna, you're next, right?
Yes, ma'am. Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much, Taylor, Corinne, and Ashley. All right. So I know that this has been a very long call. So I just kind of want to like check in. How are we doing? If you can drop a 111, if you're still in tune, if you're still intentional, if you're still aware and like bringing in all of this information and this inspiration in this team, because my story is a roller coaster. Let me just tell you. Okay. So if you guys are going to give me about 15 more minutes of your time, I just want to be able to tell you everything that I can from my journey. Okay. So let me take you back to June 8th of 2018. Okay. So I was 18 years old, freshly out of high school, like newly enrolled into college. And I had no idea what I was doing with my life. Let me just be real. Do you guys ever feel that way? Do you ever have like that like inkling where you're like, oh my God, like what the hell am I doing on this earth? Like what am I supposed to be doing? What is my passion? What is going to fulfill me? I was so confused on what I wanted to do with life. And so I said yes to this opportunity. And you guys, like when I said yes, like I told myself, well, let me kind of bring it back. In high school and like all like growing up and stuff, like I was very insecure in the fact that I never put myself in the position to see what I could fully do. Does that make sense? So I never got myself uncomfortable to see, oh, I can achieve that. Like you guys, I'm pretty sure it was like the point where I like tried out for the cheerleading squad in middle school, and I could do all the tricks and flips and stuff, but the girl was tinier than me, so she could be the flyer. So I didn't get it and she did. And I think that just crushed all my dreams. And basically I never put myself out there again. I never did anything to like just see what I could do. I just never challenged myself. And so fast forward, I was like, okay, this opportunity is literally in my control. It's all in my control. I looked at the compensation plan. I looked at the products. I was like, okay, this business is mine. It's mine. It's mine. It's not someone else's. I am in full control of what I'm going to do with this opportunity. And so when I knew that, I was like, all right, I'm going to go ham. So I said yes. I remember I said yes on a Friday. It was June 8th, 2018. The next day I had my graduation for high school. I had graduated high school early. So 6 months, I haven't seen people that I like graduated with. So it was super hectic that next day, like seeing a bunch of people that I wasn't really wanting to see and like all these different graduation parties. But I had just started my business and that's all I could think about. 3 months, or not 3 months, 3 days into my business, I made my full investment back. I started seeing profit on my 5th day. I promoted in my first week. I'm sure it was before that, but honestly, I can't remember. And I triple promoted in my first month. Okay. You guys, when I tell you, I was so busy. I had committed, I was a nanny for a very long time. So 4 years before I started money, I was a nanny and a full-time nanny at that. So my schedule at that time was I'd clock in at 6 a.m. and I would not clock out until 7 p.m. So I was working long ass days, Monday through Friday, and I was drained. Like I always think to myself, like, who was I before this business? Who was I when I said yes to this business? How did I feel like when I first started my business? What was my mindset like? And you guys, like, I was depressed. I was anxious. I was not taking care of myself. I wouldn't even like it was crazy. I was always taking care of other people and not myself. And so I was just ready for that freedom. And so about 2 months into my business, I hit MMB. Shortly later, I hit AMM and I lost it. Okay. I lost AMM. My MMB who hit, like, we had a really cool incentive where you could like sign up for $50 if you got a one VIP and one market partner. It was just an incentive that they tried out a long time ago. They're never bringing it back, so just don't get your hopes up. But they had this going on, and a lot of people returned because they didn't fulfill that one-on-one and they didn't want to pay the rest of their product package. And so inevitably she lost her rank, I lost mine, and she quit. She fully quit on her business. And so I was like, okay, like I have to rebuild my whole business again. You know, it was hard. Like, it was hard. I got frustrated. I got sad. I got angry. I got confused. I was just like, why? Like, I worked so hard. Like, don't give up. And so I never gave up. And so just like Corinne said, I was taprooting and reaching out. And me and Corinne, we got together and we just went ham. She hit MMB, I hit AMM, and we started coasting. Like, we started seeing movement. I started seeing growth in my business. And so I'm pretty sure that was like August of like 2019 or something. We went to Monations and everything switched. Everything completely switched for me and my mindset in this business. And I was like, I'm going to be a millionaire in this business. I'm going to drive my Cadillac. I'm going to earn the trips. And you know what? That was the first year I earned my first trip. I went to Cancun, fully paid for my first ever vacation in my whole life, you guys. Whole life. I've only been to my grandparents' house in Tennessee. Yeehaw. But like, it's crazy. Okay. Who likes to travel? Do you like to travel? Do you want to travel for free? Because you can travel for free with this company. I promise you. So Monations was a completely game changer for me. And so I just like, I knew that I had to continue to build. I had to continue and continue and continue to build and build and build and build. And it's crazy because like you guys heard Corinne and Taylor Yutsi's story, like they weren't on my front line. They were in my levels, like down there. And now they're on my front line and they're my two strongest lines in my whole team. Okay. So it's crazy how things happen. But shortly later after that, I started popping MMBs. I started building a really strong team. I was going for I was going for and never got it. And something that we actually talked about on a leaders call today was like, everyone has their time and it's like, you have to shift, you have to adjust, and you have to change in order to have that promotion. You have to change in order to become a director. You have to switch your mentality in order to become a mentor. And so I was working so hard to build my business. And I knew it was my time in May of 2020, because guess what? I hit Market Mentor on the 22nd day of the month. Not on the 30th, not on the 31st, not in closeout, on the 22nd. And when I did that, I was like, what? Like that just happened in 22 days when typically people take all month long. And I was like, that was my growth. Like I hit this milestone, and then I was like, okay, I want this Market Mentor. I want it. And it took me X amount of time to build. But when I did it strong. I did it hard. I hit it early on the 22nd. And so every single time since then, cake. It's never been a question if I'm ever going to hold. Does that make sense? And so I worked to build a strong quality business. And so I'm so weak. I just keep looking at Corinne, but like, it's so crazy to think that if you work so hard in this business, the things are going to happen inevitably. Okay. The things that you want are going to happen. You can never, ever, ever, ever give up. Okay. So I hit in May, and then in October, November, December. No, I hit in October managing Market Mentor. And that was amazing because you guys, guess what? It was like 3 months before that, I had been pulling numbers like an MMM. I just didn't have the lines yet. And so it was crazy because we were on closeout that month, I'm pretty sure. And we pulled almost 16,000 in one day. One day we pulled 16,000. That's over half of what you need for Market Mentor. That's crazy, crazy. And so I want you guys to just think, like, do you see yourself at the top of this business? Do you want to be at the top of this business? Do you see yourself driving your Cadillac? Do you see yourself at the free trips? Do you see yourself like fully going all in with this business? Because as soon as you say that second yes, I promise you everything's going to change. You seriously, yeah, everyone's gonna be driving that Range Rover. Did you guys know that you get to go get a Range Rover or a Jaguar when you hit SCD? Not a Caddy. Like, I love my baby out there, but baby, hey, I get a Range Rover, a Jag, okay. I won't say no. But like, you guys, it all comes down to just your confidence, your mindset, and like how bad you want it. Because as much as like Nella and Landon and Lish, like they've done amazing things, but they could never work my business for me. They could never, they could never push me or pull me to do this. I wanted it so bad that I did anything and everything to get to where I am. Oh my God, I completely forgot. Like, oh, I dropped out of college and quit my 9 to 5 job 6 months into my business and moved out living fully on my own at age 18. Okay. And that was honestly the biggest accomplishment ever, or not ever, because I've done a lot more since then. But like at that point, that was huge for me because when I wanted this, like, does anyone want to move out of their house, living on their own? Does anyone want their own place? Yep. Baby, it's happening. Let me just tell you, by the end of this year, oh yeah, Jazzy, she's like, did it. By the end of this year, I challenge you to be out of your house into your own place. I challenge you because it's possible. It's doable. And so there's nothing getting in your way other than you. There's nothing getting in your way other than you not taking the action. Okay, your mentality is so much stronger than you think it is. So I want you to pour into yourself every single day. I want you to make sure that you are developing yourself every single day and make this business fun. Just like Taylor was saying, like, this is fun. Like, this is such a fun lifestyle to have. And you should never take it for granted, because I promise you, if you start taking it for granted, there's going to be people getting the things that you wish you had. And then you're going to be like, fuck, I should have fucking just taken the action. I shouldn't have let myself get in the way. Because I promise you, Monet's not getting any younger. It's not getting, like, I'm sorry, but like, I always say this to some girls when when they're like, yeah, I don't really want to reach out to my aunt. I'm like, okay, well, I'll go sign her up as a VIP. Like, it's just inevitably going to be like money. It's going to be in everyone's hands. Like, let me just tell you, we have something that is huge, huge, and we're only 6 years old. And so you have to think, I'm going to be the person who is going to take over. I'm going to be the person to tell somebody about money the first time. I want to be the person to introduce money to the people first. And so you have to have that mentality. Before I go on, Babs, do you want to quickly unmute and say what you want to say?
Yeah, so I know you were talking about the trips, but so I have a confession to announce to everyone just because of like everything that you guys are saying. And so I don't know if you guys know, but I qualified last year to the Dominican Republic trip. So, and after that, when we had basically Vegas, that was announced, and I basically wasn't really interested in Vegas. I didn't qualify for it. I mean, I was interested, but I didn't push as hard as I did for DR. Although I qualified and they reimbursed us and they brought the trip back, I was really excited, but I let my ego get to my head, and I was like, okay, well, the qualifications are the same. It's going to be cake. I got it. That was the worst mistake that I could have ever done, guys. I literally had all of my personal stuff done for DR, and all that I was missing was GV. And I literally had 1 month where I was just like, F it. Like, I basically didn't care. Like, if I didn't, have all my stuff, all I cared about was re-ranking. I'm like, whatever, if I re-rank, I'm fine. And I wasn't adding in those extra GV, like extra VIPs, extra MPs that I could have done to basically be okay now. I didn't qualify this Dominican Republic trip because I was 18 away, 18,000 GV. That was it. And might seem like a lot for you guys, but that is not that much. And I'm just letting you guys know to not be like me. And even though with this Vegas trip, it is super, super simple. I remember Anella said this on the last call, and she was like, all you really have to do is hit like 12K PV. So definitely do that, and just make sure you're time blocking everything, and you have it scheduled on when to hit certain things, because guys, like, DR hasn't happened yet, and I'm already having FOMO just because of the fact that I was qualified the first trip. Yeah, they paid us, but they extended the trip, and it would have been so much more if I didn't let that little, gap get in the way. So if you guys are really wanting to go to Vegas, which I heard last year was freaking amazing for those that went, I've never been to Vegas, so I'm definitely taking advantage of this. But, do whatever it is that you have to do now, and do not push until like later to like the qualification that you have, especially this month. Like, if you qualify this month, that's 2 months that you're qualifying for. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I had to get that off my chest, because like I was down a little bit about it, but I took this as an experience of like growing an experience, because at the end of the day, like, it's my fault. I could have done more, and even though I had all my personal stuff done, like, I still needed something, which is still at the end of the day on me. So just wanted to throw that out there.
I love how you just like came on and like told that, because you guys, like, she, like, that's a lesson learned. Just like literally she learned a huge ass lesson, and her ass is going to be on every fucking passport trip from here on out. I was thinking, like, you guys, like, you have to realize we have a job, we have an opportunity that literally allows us to travel every single year. That's something that, like, I was like, I'm going to be traveling to some different place every single year for the rest of my life. holy shit, like that's crazy. That's something I've always dreamed of. And so I'm going to kind of just wrap up this call, but I want to ask you guys a couple of questions. Drop a 1 in the chat if you have a job that you hate. And drop a 2 in the chat if you want to make money at your full-time job. I want you guys to think, how do you feel every single time that you get home from that job? Is it worth it? No. Is it worth the tears? Is it worth not eating? Is it worth not showering? Is it worth fucking going to sleep like so fucking angry? Waking up, god damn, like I have to fucking clock in, going fucking driving there, so fucking angry. That was literally me going into nanny, like dead ass. I seriously want you guys to understand that whatever you want in life, like you can have. You're in full control. And money is going to be able to, like money is the vehicle to bring you to wherever you want to be. I want to ask you one more question. Are you confident in yourself right now? And be honest. I want you to be honest. Yes or no? Are you confident in yourself? Because baby, I am full on confident. Absolutely. But me 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay. So you guys, everyone's business is different. Everyone's journey is different. And I don't want you guys to ever get stuck in comparing ever, 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 ever. Because guess what? Once I was you, Taylor, Ashley, we were once you. Corinne, they were once you. They once got on a potential call and had to sign up and like be a little awkward and be like, yeah, like, hey, yeah, I don't have any questions. Like, let's just do it. Okay, give me the training. All right, cool. And then when they're like, okay, like, I want to hit the first promotion. I want to get that, you know, like we all were in that position at one point. And nothing makes me any different than you. Because baby, guess what? We're all capable of the same things. It's all about up here. So I want you to get up here, right? Because you deserve to have that dream life. You deserve to drive your Cadillac. You deserve to get on the free trips. You deserve to just feel fucking peaceful. You deserve to just feel fucking happy. You deserve not to have to clock into that job that drains you. Okay? So I want you guys to take everything that you have learned and heard tonight. And I just want you to understand that your journey is in your hands. It's in your control. Your journey is your journey. My chapter 35 does not compare to your chapter 1, baby. Because trust me, I was there at chapter 1 before. But do you think that the time when I hit AMM and then lost it and had to rebuild for 6 months and then was stagnant and then finally hit MM, do you think that I was happy and yippy dippy all the time? Absolutely not. No. I had my cries. I still cry, baby. I still have my tough days. I still have hard times. But like, trust the process. Please trust the process, because if you never give up in this business, you will see success. You will be at the top of this company. You will be able to quit that job. You will be financially free. You will be 100% debt free, because it happened to me. Okay. And if I can do it, you can do it. One thing that I'm going to leave off is I never want you guys to ever look at somebody else's success in this business and be jealous or be envious or be like, gosh, like that could never be me. Because I want you to look at women in this business who have success, who have hit these milestones, who drive their Cadillacs, anything. And I want you to be like, gosh, she can do it, so can I. That is where I need you to flip your switch. Okay? If she can do it, so can I. If I can do it, you can too. And guess what? I did this in 3.5 years, baby. I learned a lot. So let me teach you some things so you don't have to go through the lessons that I learned. Learn from me. Utilize your resources. Go above and beyond every single day for your business, because I promise you, you are going to thank yourself that you did. 6 months from now, where do you want to be? Where? So I want you guys to sit on that 6 months from now. Or let's just say, I don't even know if August is, I think it's 8 months is August. So 4 months, 5 months, 5 months from now, 4 or 5 months, where are you? At the end of this year, I want you to literally sit and think to yourself tonight, am I going to show up every single day right now for myself, for my future? Or am I just going to continue to give excuses? Am I going to continue to just like shy away from my potential? Because that's what I did. That's what I did. But then when I saw this, I was like, no, I'm in control. Nobody can tell me, nobody can stop me from this. Nobody can tell me that I'm not going to be successful, because you know what? I'm in control. And so you guys, I just like appreciate you guys for staying on for so long. This was a very long call. Definitely was not expected.